Hi everybody, welcome back to another Artify Everything video. This time we're going to be wire wrapping a Fire Agate Cabochon, and it really came together well. It's a fun video. I hope you guys like it. We're going to start by running off what we used on this project across the screen here, just so you guys can see what I used, and that way you'll have that information. Since this is a cabochon and not a faceted stone, I originally thought, as you're seeing here, you put the prongs on perpendicular the back of the cabochon. But as you'll see here in just a minute, I make a gigantic mistake here and am not able to actually do that and change my mind. So just keep watching and you'll see it. Right here, you see me make a big mistake, and the prongs that I created got rotated and marred the wire in such a way that I was not able to use it, and it ruined that entire piece of silver. So sometimes this happens when you're almost all the way done and you throw the whole thing away, but luckily I was able to just take that half round wire off and set up where everything needs to go and salvage the rest of the wire, and now we're starting kind of over. So here we go. Let's go again. For those of you that want to know, I'm filming this at 4 times the speed that I'm actually working. I just want to talk a little bit more about how I make these prongs. If you notice, I have these little tiny pliers that I use all the time when making those prongs. And how I use those is I make sure and always fold the wire over the exact same place so all of my prongs are the same height. And it's very important to make sure your prongs are all the same height on your piece. Alright, so I slowed down the video to real time here so you can see exactly what I was describing earlier about how these prongs are made. So there I take that small little set of pliers, and you see me bend that over, and then I kind of grab it in the same place every time and pinch it and create that little prong. Now what happened earlier when I told you I made that big mistake is when I was doing that final pinch to kind of close the gap, the tip of the prong rotated and almost broke the wire in half. And so that part right there, squeeze, that's where I screwed up, and I had to redo the whole piece in the beginning of the video. So you just got to be really careful and squeeze gentle. So I wanted to slow this down and let you guys see it in real time, so those of you guys that are trying to do anything like this, you can see exactly how I do it. Now we're going to start actually bending this piece to fit the stone. So we're going to finish up these last couple of wraps, and then we're going to start bending the whole thing into a circle, bending over these prongs here to have a place for the stone to rest. Here we go. We're going to start bending this into a circle. Now when you have these 4 thick wires, it can be kind of difficult to bend it because you don't want to create a pinch anywhere. So you have to kind of very gently squeeze, move, and form that little basket right there that the stone's going to sit in. And I bent the prongs in the back first because they were just going to go flat, and then the ones in the front will have a slight curve to them to hold the stone in, because the stone is a little bit concave in the front. So now I'm going to finish bending the prongs in the back over, and as you can see how difficult it is, because I had to use 2 pair of pliers, one to hold it in place and the other one to bend them back and get them actually flat. And it can be a little bit tricky to get them bent the way you want them to go. Coming to the most difficult part of putting one of these pieces together, and what you have to do is you have all these wires above the stone. You have to get those to come together exactly where you want them to, and it gets tricky because where you fold them over, you're actually torquing the piece, and it's bent sideways, and you're going to see right here in just a second I have a freeze frame where it shows exactly how I do this. There we go, right here. See, those are bent over, right here. You're gonna get you, bam. So there we go. So see how the one is crossed in front of the other one? From that point, now we have to straighten them straight up and then follow on the opposite side. Here we go, right here. See, I'm bending that one up, and then do it in the right position on the other one to get it exactly where you need it to be. And it's hard, you can't see it very well, and I apologize, but this is very tricky and very difficult to do, and this is the place where I have ruined more pendants than anywhere else. See, and there we go, I got it done, and it kind of has that V shape, and when I bring that together, that V shape will straighten out as the two pieces all fit together really nicely, and then we'll wrap it all together in the end, and it'll turn out beautiful. This is just the last minute cleanup before we bring the two sides together and start wrapping those together to hold the stone into place. Here we are bending in the tines on the front side, and this is kind of that last step before everything gets finalized, and we do that with a couple different pairs of pliers, bend them over a little bit, and then have to get in there and adjust them, make sure they lay as flat as possible, because you don't want those to hook on anything, any clothing or hair or anything like that, because that would not be good. So now it's in, and we're wrapping the whole thing up, and we'll just remove a couple of little pieces here. There we go, we're pinching that down nice and tight. This is the making of the Bale, and I'm going to do a whole separate video to show exactly how I make these bales, because it's a little bit complicated to explain in such a short video. It really needs to be slow, and a lot of detail work needs to be put into exactly how I make them. I also, in the beginning of the video, told you I have, two different types of square wire. This is why. I want that bale to be a very nice thick piece of wire, so somebody can wear a piece of jewelry that I make for many, many years, and the chain will not saw in half. The bale, because the chains can, the friction will remove a little bit of silver over the years. It can cut them right in half. So I make these nice and thick with a thicker wire. And I'm going to do another video, like I said, that shows exactly how I do these. They're very sturdy. And this is it, the last little bit here. We're going to just cut off these right here, bang, and squeeze those down. I'm going to cut these off, bang. And you know what? That's the finished piece right there. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell.